Our sixth contestant, Robert MacKenzie, Expectations. Expectations, Robert MacKenzie.
How many parents do we have in the audience here tonight? Can I get a show of hands on the parents? Okay, now hold them up for just a moment, and let me ask you this. How many people here hope to someday be a parent? Any future parents? Oh, okay, great. I'm still missing a couple of people. Let me try this. How many people here actually had parents? Almost everyone. I became a parent rather late in life. I was 36 years old. My wife, Derry, was 37. It happened like this. We were sitting around one night. Dynasty wasn't on. Baskin-Robbins was closed. So we said, what the heck? Let's give it a go. It turns out that it's a lot easier to become a parent than it is to be one. Mr. Contest Chair, fellow members, and most welcomed guests. When my son was 8 years old, I went to a good friend of mine who had an adult child. I was looking for a little sage advice to help me raise my boy. And he said to me 3 simple words. Lower your expectations. That's it? That's your great advice? Lower my expectations? Oh, no. Look at this child. A saint he is. I expect great things from this child. He just smiled and said, lower your expectations. When my son was 10, he played Little League. He batted left and he threw right. He was a match for the big leagues. I could see it all now. The next Carl Yastrzemski. When he turned 11, he told me he didn't want to play Little League anymore. I said, how are you going to play left field for the Red Sox? You don't play Little League. Dad, I don't want to play left field for the Red Sox. But he started to play the saxophone all through junior high. And I would go to those school concerts. And I would dream about the day that my son would be standing on the stage at Carnegie Hall, pumping out that sweet music, just like Kenny G, and driving all the girls crazy. Liam M. By 10th grade, he'd given up the sax. I would try to reason with him. I'd try to make him understand. I'd say, Liam, I'm offering you all these opportunities to be something, and you just reject them. Oh, you don't get it, Dad. I don't get what? It. You just don't get it. Well, one Saturday morning 3 years ago, I took a drive up the coast. I wanted to see if I could figure out what this mystical it was. So I stopped at a beach and I sat down. I thought about what my friend had said all those years ago. And it dawned on me that I wasn't seeing my son for who he was. My vision was blurred because I kept trying to see him in terms of what I expected him to be. Alexander Pope said, "Blessed is he who expects nothing, for he shall never be disappointed." And we can't avoid expectations, right? We expect our government to protect us. We expect to be rewarded when we do a good job. We live in a world of expectations. But there is one circumstance in which these presumptions that we cling to just get in the way. And those are the expectations that we place on our friends, on our family, and on our loved ones. Because these unrealistic hopes, like those that I had for my son, put conditions on love. Honey, I adore you, but expectation number one, I think the world of you. However, expectation number two, I just wish you would, I just wish you would. Well, let's take a look at that, shall we? I just No, I don't need that. I wish you would. Would what? Okay. Out it goes. Let's see what we have left now. I wish you. Oh, boy, there's still something wrong here. I would. Oh. You. You and I. When we get rid of the expectations or the barriers between you and I, we are free to simply experience the very best in one another without judgment and without conditions. I will cherish my son whether he soars to great heights or remains firmly planted on the ground. My son, a saint, he is not. He's just a regular kid. Oh, when I told him I was going to be doing this speech, he responded in that profound and eloquent way that young men have. He said, huh? I said to him, you know, Liam, I finally understand that your success is not going to be measured through my standards, and that I will love you no matter what path you take in life. I began to walk away, and then it hit me. I said, wait a minute, Liam. Whoa, is that it? Is that the it you were talking about? No expectations. He just smiled. Then he put his arms around me and gave me a hug, which was completely unexpected. Mr. Contest Chair.